In this podcast episode, Shetty sits down with Dr. Sara Szal, a hormone expert and OBGYN, to unpack the complexities of hormones, hormonal imbalances, and the profound effects of birth control, topics often overlooked or simplified in mainstream medicine. Dr. Szal blends rigorous medical science with a compassionate, holistic approach, emphasizing the importance of understanding one's own biology, spirit, and environment in maintaining hormonal and overall health. Dr. Szal opens with a clear analogy. Hormones are like text messages sent throughout the body, orchestrating various physiological functions. Hormones represent just one way the body communicates with itself, alongside peptides, proteins, nutrients, and genomics. A hormonal imbalance arises when this intricate communication system, homeostasis, is disturbed, which can manifest in different forms such as endometriosis or polycystic ovary syndrome in women, low testosterone in men, or disrupted cortisol rhythms in chronically stressed individuals. Stress emerges as the top culprit driving hormonal disruption. Cortisol, known as the primary stress hormone, fluctuates in a daily cycle, but can become chronically elevated or depleted under persistent stress, leading to wear and tear or exhaustion in the body's stress system. Dr. Szal underscores the importance of measuring cortisol through blood or home testing at various times of day, aiming for optimal, not just normal ranges to ensure wellness. She highlights that maintaining a Goldilocks zone, where hormones are neither too high nor too low, is essential for health. Beyond stress and cortisol, Dr. Szal discusses metabolic hormones, particularly insulin, describing insulin as a bouncer, regulating glucose entry into cells. Insulin resistance, prevalent in modern society, leads to excess glucose in the bloodstream, which damages vascular health, especially in women who are more sensitive to prediabetes levels. She stresses reducing insulin resistance as critical for addressing weight struggles and metabolic dysfunction. Sex hormones also differ considerably between men and women, not simply in quantity, but in sensitivity and function. For instance, estrogen plays multifaceted roles in women's brain health, bone maintenance, and reproductive tissues, while men require estrogen for bone density, but in much lower doses. Testosterone is vital for both sexes, but often declines prematurely due to stress or environmental toxins. Thyroid hormone, frequently affected by autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, controls the body's gas pedal, influencing energy, metabolism, and mood, with women disproportionately affected. Dr. Szal emphasizes that cortisol is the great unifier, linking various hormonal systems. Chronic stress leads to hormonal shifts that impair reproductive hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, sometimes as early as one's 20s. Fortunately, she offers an encouraging message. Hormonal imbalances can be improved relatively quickly. Insulin and metabolic hormones can improve within days through dietary changes, while reproductive hormones may require 4 to 6 weeks of lifestyle and nutritional interventions. The discussion also delves deeply into lifestyle strategies for minimizing stress and restoring balance. Meditation, breathwork, and yoga are championed as powerful tools to modulate cortisol and nervous system regulation. Supplements like phosphatidylserine and omega-3 fatty acids can aid cortisol reduction, but cannot replace foundational lifestyle adjustments. Relationships are highlighted as an often underestimated contributor to hormonal health. Positive social connections co-regulate stress, lowering cortisol, whereas stressful relationships, termed hasslers, can raise cortisol and shorten lifespan. One intriguing insight addresses the dual nature of stress, differentiating eustress, beneficial stress, from chronic distress. Love-driven stress, such as caregiving for a family member, while physically demanding, carries profoundly different hormonal implications than chronic, unrelenting stress without social or emotional meaning. This challenges conventional perceptions and offers a pathway to mentally reframe difficult situations to ameliorate their impact on the body. Dr. Szal provides a nuanced overview of hormonal shifts experienced throughout different life stages. During puberty, hormone systems mature and stabilize, but interventions like widespread birth control pill prescriptions for acne and menstrual irregularities have become common despite limited informed consent about long-term effects. In the 20s and 30s, hormone homeostasis generally peaks, but stress and environmental exposures can precipitate early declines, particularly in testosterone and progesterone. Perimenopause and menopause often dominate discussions about women's hormone changes, but Dr. Szal points out that significant fluctuations begin decades earlier. Men too experience hormonal shifts in andropause, a gradual reduction in testosterone linked to stress and chemical exposures, becoming more common in younger men. Crucially, the podcast dedicates extensive time to birth control, a topic rarely fully explored in public forums. Dr. Szal explains how oral contraceptives work beyond preventing pregnancy. They raise sex hormone-binding globulin, SHBG, decreasing free testosterone. This mechanism can improve acne, but simultaneously cause libido reduction and vaginal dryness in about a quarter of women. Moreover, she reveals alarming research indicating that even a year after stopping the pill, SHBG levels may remain elevated, potentially altering hormone balance long-term. The pill also increases inflammation markers and depletes essential micronutrients such as magnesium, CoQ10, and B vitamins, impacting mitochondrial function. These side effects, rarely disclosed to patients beforehand, can contribute to fatigue, mood disturbances, and other health issues. The impact on fertility is variable, with some women experiencing delayed return to ovulation after discontinuation of the pill. Dr. Szal advocates for full, informed consent before starting hormonal contraceptives and suggests that if women choose to discontinue the pill, they should do so with a bridge, such as a copper IUD, which avoids hormonal interference while providing effective contraception. The copper IUD, she asserts, has the highest satisfaction rates among birth control methods due to its non-hormonal nature and convenience. Natural family planning and cycle tracking are also discussed as effective, though requiring diligence and regular cycles. For painful periods and acne, Dr. Szal encourages anti-inflammatory diets rich in omega-3s and micronutrient-rich foods before resorting to hormonal treatments. Throughout the conversation, Dr. Szal weaves a narrative that transcends pure biomedicine. She stresses the importance of addressing hormonal health not only through measurements and interventions, but by incorporating spirit, meaning, and emotional regulation. Her personal journey from burnout to holistic care underscores how vital connection, purpose, and authenticity are in maintaining well-being. The podcast concludes with practical advice to start with stress measurement, leverage individualized data, and incorporate diverse menus of stress reduction tools like exercise, social connection, and mindful decompression rituals. Both host and guest agree that juggling the external pressures of daily life alongside internal hormonal changes requires curiosity, compassion, and self-regulation.